Thanks for stopping by today. I'm so glad you're here. Do you want to wait with me? I'm sitting here. I'm waiting for some snow. Do you mind if we just wait here for a minute? Okay, thanks. I'm glad you're here. I've been waiting for a long time for snow. How about you? I love snow. I'm Mrs. Karen from the Harvard Dickens Library, and I've been waiting a long time. How about you? I don't see any snow yet, do you? I still don't see any snow, do you? Should we keep waiting, do you think? Tell you what, while we're waiting, why don't we read a story together? Does that sound good? Okay, as long as you don't mind, that's great. If you give me a second, I'm going to put my snow shovel down, and I think I'm going to take off my gloves and my scarf because it's kind of hot while I'm waiting. And I'll take off my hat too, if you don't mind. There we go. Oh, that feels a little bit better. Thanks for stopping by and waiting with me. We'll just read our story and see what happens as we wait for some snow, right? Like I said, I'm Mrs. Karen. I'm from the Harvard Dickens Library, and I thought I would read a story today about a snowplow. Now, I like to shovel snow, but sometimes there's a lot of snow, and shoveling too much, a lot of snow is hard. So it's nice to have a snowplow, especially a really, really big truck snowplow. The truck snowplow can plow the streets, they can plow parking lots, they can make it safe for us to drive on the streets when they plow the snow. So I thought we could read a story today about a snowplow. I've got a special one that I really, really like, and I'd like to share it with you. This one is called Katy and the Big Snow. And before we talk about snowplow, we should talk about the word snowplow. It's this one right here. I'll hold it up a little bit closer so you can see it. It's the word snowplow, and it's two words together, snow and plow, and it starts with the letter S right there. That's the word snowplow, and let's read our story about a super snowplow by the name of Katy. Katy and the Big Snow, and this story was written by Virginia Lee Burton. And let's see what Katy does when it snows really a lot in the city that she works in. Here we go. Katy was a beautiful red crawler tractor. She was very big and very strong, and she could do a lot of things. Katy had a bulldozer to push dirt around with. Katy also had a snowplow to plow snow with. Katy belonged to the highway department of the city of Geopolis. The highway department repaired the roads in the summer and kept them clear of snow in the winter so traffic could run in and out and around the city, just like the snowplow trucks that we see around the city of Harvard when it snows. And there is the big city of Geopolis. All summer, Katy worked on the roads with her bulldozer. Katy liked to work. The harder and tougher the job, the better she liked it. Once, when the steamroller fell in the pond, Katy pulled it out. The highway department was very proud of Katy. They used to say, "Nothing can stop her." When winter came, they put snowplows on the big trucks and changed Katy's bulldozer for her snowplow. But Katy was so big and strong, she had to stay at home because there was not enough snow for her to plow. And Katy likes to work. Then early one morning, it started to drizzle. The drizzle turned into rain. The rain turned into snow. By noon, it was 4 inches deep. The highway department sent out the truck plows. By afternoon, the snow was 10 inches deep and still coming down. "Looks like a big snow," they said at the highway department, and sent Katy out. Finally, she gets to work. A strong wind came up and drifts began to form. 1 foot, 2 feet, 3 feet, 5 feet. The snow reached the first-story windows, the second-story windows, and then it stopped. One by one, the truck snowplows broke down. The roads were blocked. No traffic could move. The schools, the stores, the factories were closed. The railroad station and airport were snowed in. The mail couldn't go through. The police couldn't protect the city. The telephone and power lines were down. There was a break in the water main. The doctor couldn't get his patient to the hospital. The fire department was helpless. Everyone and everything was stopped, but Katy. And there she is, plowing through the roads. The city of Geopolis was covered with a thick blanket of snow. Can you see the city anywhere? It's all under that snow. That's a lot of snow, isn't it? Slowly and steadily, Katy started to plow out the city. "Help!" called the chief of police. "Help us to get out to protect the city." "Sure," said Katy. "Follow me." So Katy plowed out the center of the city. "Help!" called out the postmaster. "Help us get the mail through." "Sure," said Katy. "Follow me." So Katy plowed down to the railway station. "Help! Help!" called out the telephone company and the electric company. "The poles are down somewhere in East Geopolis." "Follow me," said Katy. So Katy plowed out the roads to East Geopolis. "Help!" called out the superintendent of the water department. "There's a break in the water main somewhere in North Geopolis." What did Katy say? "Follow me," said Katy. And she plowed out the roads to North Geopolis. "Help! Emergency!" called out the doctor. "Help me get this patient to the hospital way out in West Geopolis." "Sure," said Katy. And what did she say? "Follow me." So Katy plowed out the roads to the hospital. "Help! Help! Help!" called out the fire chief. "There's a 3-alarm fire way out in South Geopolis." "Follow me," said Katy. So Katy plowed out the roads to the fire in South Geopolis. On the way back, a plane signaled for help. The airport was snowed in. Katy was beginning to get a little tired, but she wouldn't stop. Not Katy. She hurried over to the airport and plowed out the runways so the airplane could land safely. Then, after she had found the broken down truck plows, she started home. The fire department had put out the fire. The doctor had saved his patient. The water department had repaired the main. The telephone and electricity were on. The mail could go through, and the police could protect the city. Thanks to what Katy did. And look there's Katy plowing the way, and there's all the other cars and the fire trucks and the police cars and the ambulance following her right through town. And there is all of Geopolis that Katy plowed out. Katy finished up the side streets so traffic could move in and out and around the city. Then she went home to rest. Then, and only then, did Katy stop. That's a pretty amazing story about Katy, the snowplow, right? She was working really, really hard to keep her city safe, just like snowplows do even in Harvard, right? Now, speaking of snow, there's something I like to do when it snows, and I sure hope it snows pretty soon, because I like to build a snowman. Do you? I'm going to tell you a little story about a snowman that I like to build. But first, I have to build my snowman. Will you help me? First, we're going to take a big, what shape is this? Circle. Very good. One big circle on the bottom. Then we take a medium-sized circle. Now, how many circles do we have? We have 2. 1, 2. And last, we take a smaller circle and put it right on top. I'm going to move our snowplow word out of the way so now we can see our snowman. Now, let me tell you my story. Are you ready? I went walking through a winter wonderland and I spied a frosty snowman who needed a hand. "Hey, Mr. Snowman, what do you need?" "I need some eyes. Put them on me, please." Well, you know what? I just happen to have one, whoop, 1, 2 eyes for Mr. Snowman. Look at that. Hey, Mr. Snowman, what do you see? I see an orange carrot. Put it on me, please. I think he might need that for his nose. What do you think? There we go. Hey, Mr. Snowman, now what do you see? I see a purple hat. Put it on me, please. And I just happen to have a handsome purple hat for our snowman. Hey, Mr. Snowman, now what do you see? I see some red licorice. Put it on me, please. I think that can go right there for his smiling mouth. Looking pretty good, Mr. Snowman, aren't you? I think so. Hey, Mr. Snowman, now what do you see? I see some brown sticks. Put them on me, please. And I happen to have 2 brown sticks. There's 1 and 2. Now Mr. Snowman has some arms. Hey, Mr. Snowman, now what do you see? I see a green scarf. Put it on me, please. There's his green scarf. Let's put it on Mr. Snowman. Whoops, there goes his mouth. Let's fix his mouth. Look at how good he looks. Hey, Mr. Snowman, now what do you see? I see some red mittens. Put them on me, please. I think even snowmen hands get kind of cold. So there is 1 red mitten and 2 red mittens. Hey, Mr. Snowman, now what do you see? I see some black buttons. Put them on me, please. I think I dropped my black buttons. Let's see. I think I did. We'll see if I can find them, and then we'll put them on the snowman, shall we? Hey, Mr. Snowman, now what do you see? I see some yellow boots. Put them on me, please. There's 1 yellow boot and another yellow boot. Hey, he's looking pretty good, isn't he? I just have to find my black buttons, and here they are. There is 1 button for our snowman and 2 buttons, and I have 1 more button. Look at that. Whoops. 1 more button. How many buttons does our snowman have? 1, 2, 3. Hey, Mr. Snowman, now what do you see? I see the coolest snowman ever. That's me. And he is a pretty cool snowman, isn't he? I like him. Have you seen any snow yet? I still haven't seen any. Well, that's probably good because I've got something to show you that we're going to make together today. Since we read a story about a snowplow, how about if we make a snowplow together? Look at that. That kind of looks like Katy plowing the snow in our story, doesn't it? Pretty cute, isn't it? I'll give you a list of supplies that we're going to need to make our snowplow together. You can take a break and go get those supplies, and then come on back and I'll show you how to make your snowplow, okay? All right, thanks. I'll see you in a minute. Now that you have your supplies, let's make a snowplow plowing snow in a snowstorm. Look at that snowstorm and that snowplow working. Let's get started. The first thing you're going to do is, because we're going to be using some paint, you want to put some newspaper down on your table so that you don't get any paint on your table. The next thing you're going to do is you'll need some white paint. You'll need a foam brush or some sort of a paintbrush, and then you'll need a piece of bubble wrap. Now, bubble wrap has 2 sides to it. One side is smooth, the other side is the side with the bubbles. As you can see, we're going to paint the white paint on the bubble side of the bubble wrap. Make sure you put lots of white paint on top of those bubbles because we really want that paint to show up.
After you've painted the bubbles, take the bubble wrap, flip it over, and press it down on your blue construction paper. Lift it up and look at that. There is the start of your snowstorm. Keep painting white paint on the bubbles. Get lots of paint on those bubbles. Then take that bubble wrap, press it upside down onto your blue construction paper. So you're pressing the bubbles on the paper. Lift it up and keep painting like that until your whole blue paper is covered with white bubbles. You'll need to put your blue paper away to let it dry for a while, probably overnight. Once your blue paper is dry, then we can go to the next step. Once your paper is dry, now you can start building your snowplow. Lay your blue paper out on the table so the long side is running on the bottom. And let's start building our snowplow. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take our large orange square, flip it over, and we're going to put some glue on the back of that large orange square. Put lots of glue on there. And we're going to put it on the right side, or this side, right here, of our blue construction paper. Then we're going to take the long, skinny rectangle. We're going to put glue on the back of that. And we're going to glue it right next to the square. You can overlap it a little bit, but make sure the bottom is even. Last, we're going to use the smaller square. Put glue on the back of the smaller square. This is the hood of the snowplow. And you'll put it next to the big skinny rectangle right in front. Again, make sure all the bottoms of your shapes are even. Now let's add a couple of wheels. We'll take a circle and put some glue on the back of the circle and put it in the back of the snowplow underneath the square. Then we'll take the second circle and we'll do the same thing. Put some glue on the back of the second circle and put it about in the middle of the snowplow. Now we don't need any wheels in front because the next thing we're going to do is we're going to glue on the blade. The blade for the snowplow is actually a toilet paper tube cut in half. We'll put lots of glue on the back of the toilet paper tube, on the curvy part of the toilet paper tube. Put lots of glue on there because it has to stick really well. And then we'll put it on the bottom of the front of the snowplow. Now we need to finish our snowplow. Let's see. Let's take the gray rectangle, put some glue on the back of the gray rectangle, and we're going to put it right behind the snowplow. That's going to be the grill or the front of the snowplow. Then the snowplow needs to see where it's going, so it needs some headlights. So use 2 small squares of yellow construction paper and put those on either side of the gray grill. And now your snowplow has some headlights. I think it needs a cab. So let's take our black construction paper and put lots of glue on the back of it, and then put it right up here for the windshield. Now the snowplow driver has a way to see out of the snowplow. If you'd like, you can use a white crayon and kind of color a little bit in the cab or in the windshield to make it look like it's reflecting the snow off of the windshield. You could also, if you'd like, draw some spokes on your snowplow wheels to make them look more like wheels instead of just plain black circles. There we go. Now, I think we need one more thing. I think we need some snow. Let's take some cotton batting or cotton balls or cotton fluff, anything like that that you have at your house. and we're going to kind of pull it apart. And the first thing we need to do is we need to put some of that cotton fluff on the snowplow. So put lots of glue stick or liquid glue on the bottom of the toilet paper snowplow and stick some fluff right on top of that glue. Now we also need to have some snow on the bottom of the blue paper so it looks like the snowplow is plowing through the snow. Let's put some more fluff, tear off small pieces of fluff or use pieces of cotton ball and put it right on top of all that glue. Now it looks like the snowplow is really working hard, just like Katy in our story. If you'd like, and if you have some fluff left over, you can put some glue on the back of the snowplow and put some more fluff on the back of the snowplow to make it look like it's getting covered in snow. You could also put some on top of the cab if you'd like, or on top of the hood. Either way, have lots of fun adding some snow so that it looks like your snowplow is hard at work.
Hey, thanks for coming back. Did you have fun making your snowplow? It's pretty cute, isn't it? Yeah, I like it. It makes me think of our story, Katy and the Big Snow. Did we see any snow yet? I haven't seen any yet either. Well, you know what I guess I'm going to have to do? I'm going to get my gloves on and I'll get my scarf back on. Thanks so much for stopping by today and sharing that story with me. It sure made waiting for snow a lot easier to have you with me. I'm going to put my scarf on and I'll put my hat on and, well, I got my shovel and I guess I'll just keep waiting for snow. Thanks so much for coming with me today. It's always so good to see your smiling face. Next time I see you, hopefully you'll be at the library. Maybe there'll be some snow. But in the meantime, until I see you again, make sure you keep reading lots of really good books. Maybe you can even find a book about snow. And maybe we'll have some snow. I'll see you next time. Bye.